All right, guys, what is up? I just got home from work. I just want to fill you guys in real quick before we head outside and work on my pistons today for the K24. Don't mind the mess. The head kind of cleaned up pretty decent, and I ordered a ton of new stuff for this thing, including these little motion springs right here because they look pretty shot, pretty much to keep the wear off the cams and the whole rocker assembly. Clean the cams off. As you guys can see, I'm just using like PB Blast or WD-40. And I clean the cam holders off. Working on the bottom right here, and a couple of you guys recommended me to wet sand it with some sandpaper around the chambers right there to get some of that carbon off. Maybe I'll get some better compression, but everything's looking good. Bam! Look at all this snow, guys. So we got nailed. We've been getting hammered with like little snowstorms and stuff. Whole motor's buried, guys. I gotta clean my SI off, and yeah. So it's looking like a winter wonderland out here right now. Before we get wrenching and shoveling, you boys got to eat some New England clam chowder. All right, so clearly I have a ton of shoveling to do, guys. I got to clear out this whole spot, do the whole deck and stuff. So before I do that, I want to take care of something else, and that is good old midnight, guys. It's been a while since you've seen this thing, obviously, and no lie, this car has been sitting for, I want to say, dude, it's been like probably 2 weeks because the roads have been so crappy and I'm trying to keep the paint clean and stuff. So I haven't even driven it. The roads are even dry today. So I want to clean it up a little bit today, and we'll just do a little cold start for you guys. I'm almost there. I still got that other freaking side to do, but she's smoking like crazy. Look at that. And like stated, she's almost at 200K. Promised that I was gonna swap this thing when I get to 200K, and that's the plan, guys. So the interior is actually really clean for once, guys. I actually took my time and literally detailed everything. So trying to keep this baby clean for the time being. So today the main focus on WD-40, and the goal today is we're gonna scrub gently the very tops of the pistons where all that carbon buildup is, right there on the corners. So hopefully we can restore some compression and have just all in all better firing in the combustion chamber. Shout out to you guys who are kind of like, you know, helping me with the process. Like I said, I'm new to all this stuff, and you know, this stuff I kind of learn on my own. I don't really need to do this today, but just putting everything back together, it's just going to give me that assurance like, oh yeah, I cleaned those pistons before I put the head back on, or I did a new head gasket before I put the head back on. You know, it's stuff that is gonna just save me some sleep at night, you know? For those of you guys who are wondering, I am not going to go too crazy with this, guys. This is my first K24 build, so I'm not going to dig into the block. I trust the mileage on it. I think me digging into block would kind of be pointless. Let me rephrase that. It wouldn't be pointless, but it's not going to really be worth it because I'm going to go ahead and tear everything down and be like, oh yeah, that looks decent, whatever. But you know, I need to get everything reassembled on this thing because I don't want this thing being outside much longer. And you can see the flywheel is taking a toll. Look at that. That's all rust right there, guys. So to answer your questions, I'm not going to be digging into the block, guys. I'm keeping the stock rings in there. I'm keeping rod bearing. I'm only going to do slight maintenance on a few things. You know, head gasket, valve adjustment, piston cleansing, new motion springs. Those are the things I showed you earlier that your rockers rest on, and your camshafts, and it kind of helps with wear. So I got all new springs for that. Few seals here and there, new clutch kit, the VTC. 50-degree VTCs. So you guys can see some of the materials I'm using today are just simple shop rags. Obviously the blue ones there. I have a mini scraper, plastic scraper, some WD-40, and the Scott Bright pads. And I got these for cheap, guys. You can get them at Walmart for like, I think I got all this stuff at Walmart for like, I don't know, 10 bucks realistically. So I went with these pads because another person or two recommended them. So, but for starters, I just spray the top of the first piston over here. Not gonna go too crazy. I'm gonna rotate the crank so I can get these two pistons up at the top. Now I'm gonna spray these. All right, so once that's done now, you guys don't really have to do this. This is kind of like on your own preference, but I'm literally gonna clean the mating surface all around where the head gasket goes, so that when I go to put the new head gasket on, I don't have to worry about any spots or anything that's gonna prevent the gasket from like warping or the head from warping. So this is gonna be, I mean, you don't really need to do this, but just for assurance, I guess. Like I said, I have a plastic scraper, and then I have my my metal one, so I'm probably gonna just use both, honestly. And like I said, I'm doing this build on a budget. So honestly, the right way to do this would be bringing it to a machine shop and, you know, pretty much taking your pistons off and having them clean the whole block for you. But since this is technically a budget build and I'm not trying to go too crazy with it, I'm sure I'm gonna get hate. So once you spray the WD-40, obviously let it sit for a bit, then hit it with a Scotch-Brite, and then just clean out, kind of like grab the loose particles and stuff, because if there's too big of particles and you keep swirling around, you'll get some type of scratches. You guys can see, well, it's kind of hard to see, but right there's a little bit of scratches. So we're not gonna go too crazy with this, but it's looking good. Just gonna hit the inside of the cylinder walls right here. Nothing too crazy. I'm just doing like a couple rotations on each side. Now we can just wipe it out. Now that the pistons are pretty much as clean as I think I'm going to get them, and that's with just a little bit of elbow grease, not a lot of pressure, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the rest of my Scotch-Brite pad and simply just clean off the mating surface for the head gasket. So when that thing gets here, I'll pretty much be good to go. I'll just be able to slap it on, honestly. Maybe do one more quick cleaning mating surface and everything should be good. I didn't really check the head to see if everything's level and stuff, like check for like warpage or anything like that. But like I said, I'm pretty confident in this motor, and you know, it has relatively low miles, which I know doesn't really mean like a crazy amount, but I trust it, and I'm just gonna run it with what I have. And you know, if anything happens, I guess, you know, at the end of the day, that's my fault, because I had the opportunity to break a lot of stuff down. I didn't do it, so it'll be my fault at the end of the day. Okay, so the last final step that I'm gonna do, and you guys don't really have to do this, but since there may be debris, when I rotate these pistons, you could see it brings up some debris up at the top. All I'm gonna do is just add a little cap of oil into all the cylinders. That way the oil, when these are rotating, will bring up all the kind of crap, maybe a little bit of sand or carbon that broke off up to the top, and I'll be able to pretty much clean it down. So okay guys, finishing up out here. It's getting really cold out, and as always, I'm losing daylight because it gets dark at like 4:30. So I'm pretty much all good to go for when the head gasket gets here. I could slap the head on, I get the new head bolts and stuff.